Hello, all. This is Gabrielle Marcel. I want to thank you so much for spending this moment with me. It truly means so much to me. So, hey, Gabs Tribe. All right, you all hanging in there with me. All right, go, go, go. Okay, so, um, in my last video, I shared that I made the choice to have weight loss surgery, and so this is why I'm determined that this has to be my absolute last and final weight loss journey. Now, in this video, I want to talk a little bit about the procedure I decided to have, and then I also want to talk about like the struggles that I've encountered in this surgery. My daughter said, "Mom, are you going to talk about how hard it's been?" I'm like, yeah, I'm going to share it all. So I decided to go ahead and be sure to include that. I mean, it's something I was going to include anyway, but I decided to go ahead and get that like out of the way. So when it comes to weight loss surgery, there are various different procedures. So there is the lap band, there is the gastric sleeve, there is the bypass. Now, there is another surgery that really is not spoken about a lot. It is not, I'm not gonna say it's not common, but I hadn't really heard about it. Before I made the decision to have it, I probably heard about it like one time and didn't fully understand it. But that procedure is called the duodenal switch or the duodenal switch. And that is the procedure that I had. So that procedure is really good for patients that have a lot of weight to lose. And it is also good because the chances of regain for that particular procedure are said to be pretty low. So, because I had those key factors in place where my body mass index was really high, and I wanted to be sure that if I was going to make the choice to have weight loss surgery, that it would be kind of a one and done type of procedure. So, with the switch, as it's called commonly, it is the combination of the gastric sleeve and the bypass. So, basically, from my understanding, they go in first and do the sleeve portion and remove 70 to 80% of your stomach, and then they go in and do the bypass portion. And my surgeon said the projected weight loss is like 145 pounds in that first year, and maybe like 90 or so pounds in the second year. So those were the numbers that she gave me, and I was really impressed with those numbers. And shout out to my Facebook friend Dory. She is in a weight loss group with me, a bariatric weight loss group with me, and I learned more about this particular procedure because someone had posted a question and they said, "Hey, between the sleeve and the bypass, what would you pick?" And then Dory said, "Is the switch an option to that particular person?" And then that person said, "Yes." And then Dory went on to say, "I did the switch. I lost this amount of weight in this amount of time." And I was really impressed by her numbers because when I tell you Dory put in that work, she put in that work. So I jumped in her inbox and was like, "Hey, talk to me." I think I tagged her before, like sending her a message, like, "Hey, can I talk to you about this?" And Dory is like incredible. So she's like, "Yes, of course." So I have been in Dory's inbox getting information about this procedure for a long time. So we kind of, she gave me like the ins and the out. We went over like her numbers. And when I tell you she has a phenomenal numbers because Dory, it did not come to play. Okay. So I'm like, I want those results. So I'm going to have the procedure you had, girl, because yes, I want that all day long, right? So that is why I chose to switch because once again, I had that high BMI. The chance of regain is less than the other procedures, and I did have an opportunity to speak to someone who had that particular procedure and was very successful. Now, I want to talk a little bit about like the struggles that I had after weight loss surgery. So, after weight loss surgery, of course, you're going to have a very difficult time eating and drinking, and you have to train your body to be able to take in fluids. And that's something that I definitely went through. All patients do. But for me, when my surgeon went in to do the procedure, there were some things that she had to handle. So, right before that surgery, in April, I had to have my gallbladder removed. So when she went in to do the switch, or when she went in to do the switch, she had to clear out some fatty deposits from my gallbladder being removed. In addition to that, when I had my twins, almost 22 years ago, I had a C-section. So I had scar tissue from that. So she had to then clear out the scar tissue from that. In addition to that, I'm not done. I also had a hernia. I had no idea I had a hernia, but I had a hernia. And so she was like, you know how your belly button was an outie? And I was like, what? No, I didn't. I thought it was an innie. She was like, oh no, it was an outie. I was like, oh, okay. I never knew that. She's like, yeah, you had a hernia. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, I was had to repair the hernia. She had to do all that. We're not even talking about the surgery. So she had to do all those things. Clear out the fatty deposits from the gallbladder, clear out the scar tissue, fix a hernia, and then perform the procedure. So when I tell you the the pain that I was in was unreal. And it was so weird because it would like come and go. It like would sneak up on me. So I would be fine, and then out of nowhere, I would just be like, what's happening? And it was just too much for my brain to wrap around. I'm just trying to like process the pain. And I had struggled so hard with, you know, meeting my protein macro, getting the liquids in. So I want to say for like 2 months, like I would say maybe the first month after the procedure, I lost weight. Okay, but like for 2 months, I did not lose weight because I was having such a hard time. Now they talk about when you have surgery that your taste buds change, and be careful buying a whole bunch of protein powders or things of that nature to prepare for after the surgery. When I tell you believe that, please believe that, because there were things that I liked that I tried to eat or drink after surgery, and it just did not sit well in my stomach. So I spent a lot of time just being very sick. I would smell things. It was almost like kind of reminding me of like being pregnant. Smell things and it would make me sick. It was just a lot. So for 2 months, I just struggled to get that protein and I struggled to get that liquid in. And I was not losing weight. Now, I had a conversation with my nutritionist. She's great. And so we talked about different things I could do to meet that protein macro. I struggled with the protein shakes because the thought of drinking certain flavors makes me sick. Drinking certain flavors actually made me sick. So it was a lot. So, but after talking to my nutritionist, I was able to get the numbers going again and losing the weight. So I was doing really good up until I want to say maybe like a little bit over a month ago, where I want to tell you, I had gotten down to like a very low weight. I want to say I've gotten down to like 309. And I think my brain just cannot comprehend I'm going to be under 300 pounds. Like it's going to happen. It's happening. It's just like my brain couldn't comprehend that. So I just started like not eating right, not meeting my protein macro. I mean, I was doing so good, but I just stopped. And I even like started to gain weight, which I don't know. It just made me like super sad. But I'm like, I can't be down on myself. I can't beat myself up because I am still alive, right? So, which means I can turn this around. So that is what I'm doing now. I am absolutely going to turn this around because I didn't go through what I went through. Okay, to have the surgery, not to succeed. And when I tell you I went through a lot, I went through a lot. I'll talk about that later. But I definitely did go through a lot in order to have this surgery. So, once again, the procedure I had is called the duodenal switch or duodenal switch, also commonly called the switch. And I chose that because I had a lot of weight to lose. I still have yet a lot of weight to lose. So, that's the procedure I had. Those are the struggles that I have that sometimes getting that protein macro, and it's difficult when you don't have a stomach. It's like I have to eat how many grams of protein with no stomach? Okay, make this make sense. So, which is why I have to drink the smoothie like a smoothie to get it in, or whatever else that I have to do to get it in. I just have to be sure that I hit that protein macro because that protein is key. That is what keeps that scale moving in the right direction. So, if you're wondering what procedure, that's it. All right. Okay, Gab Tribe. So, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. All right. See you in the next video. Bye.